About tonight's debate is Dr. Stephen Maynard Caliendo. He is Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at North Central College and also a poli-sci professor. Dr. Caliendo, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Let me start off by asking you, do you expect the debate to go off the rails like we saw the first time around?
Yep.
End of interview.
I absolutely do. I absolutely do. It'll be a little bit different, I think, with the muting of the microphone when the other candidate has the uninterrupted time. But they're not going to be that far apart from each other. If somebody's really talking while the other one is talking, we'll be able to hear it. It's going to sound funny on television because it'll be quieter. But if the candidate who's speaking is distracted, that'll be notable. And then there's going to be a lot of time where neither microphone is muted, and they will be able to have some back and forth, which, can be good, especially if it's arguing about policy preferences. But given the history that we've had a couple of weeks ago and all that transpired since then, I'm not optimistic.
Yeah, and those mics will be muted just for the first 2 minutes of people's answers, and then it's going to be crosstalk for the rest of the 15 minutes of each segment. Who has the most on the line tonight with these candidates?
Well, I think they both have a lot on the line. I mean, the president has to try to convince folks that he's still the right choice, and that if the plan that he put forward that attracted people to him 4 years ago isn't finished, and he has more work to do, and if we want to stay on that path, you should elect him. Vice President Biden, of course, has a commanding lead, not only in the national polls, but in many of the battleground states, in states that Hillary Clinton struggled in 4 years ago. And so, but he has pressure not to make a mistake. He needs to look presidential. He wants to distance himself from the president in terms of demeanor and temperament. But it's easy. He also gets riled up when he's attacked, and especially when his family is attacked. And so if Hunter Biden becomes a topic of conversation for the president, Joe Biden's going to have to be careful that he doesn't get drawn into that trap.
So you expect the president to focus on the Hunter Biden situation. What do you expect Joe Biden to focus on, and are there any other topics you expect the president to focus on tonight?
Well, I mean, some of the things that Joe Biden might point out that are sort of more salacious topics are the recent revelations about Iran and Russia meddling in our elections and asking what the administration is planning to do about that. Certainly can talk about the president's taxes that has come up, and maybe the Rudy Giuliani allegations. And from the president's perspective, he's going to continue on the personal attacks, and he's going to continue attacking Joe Biden for what he perceives would have been worse handling of the coronavirus, suggesting that he wouldn't have closed the border or closed flights from China, et cetera, when the president did so. So I think we're going to get a lot of that from the president, and we'll see. I mean, the time goes so fast; it feels like 90 minutes is a long time, but they're going to click through these questions pretty quickly.
We'll all be watching. Dr. Caliendo, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
It's great to see you both. Thank you.
Me too. Earlier in the